In this video, we're going to talk about modal verbs. This is the first part. Modal verbs are very important. For example, they help us to talk about obligation, to ask or give permission, to indicate ability, to give advice. Now, in part 1, we will see some modal verbs, and not all of the different uses are described here. So let's start with have to. We use have to talk about something that somebody tells you to do. And we use had to in the past. Look at this example. The teacher says we have to study for the grammar test. Or in the past, I had to tidy my room yesterday. We use don't have to or doesn't have to when there is no need to do something. Look at this picture. There's a play and it says free admission. So you don't have to pay to see this play. We use must to express obligation. And in the past, we use had to. This is an example. All students must bring the certificate tomorrow. Now, mustn't is different because we use mustn't to show that something is not allowed. That means to talk about prohibition. Look at the red light. You mustn't cross when the light is red. We use should to give advice. Look at the two women. One is giving some advice to the other one, and she says, you should drink more water. We use can to talk about ability in the present. Now be careful. We use could if we are talking in the past and will be able to in the future. I think you know this man, Michael Phelps, right? Well, he can swim very well. We use may to ask or give permission. Do you know this character from the Big Bang Theory? Well, he says, may I join you? Or this actor from The Sound of Music. You may call me Captain. So this is the end of part 1. Modal verbs part 2. In part 2, we will continue talking about some modal verbs and their uses. But remember, not all the different uses are described here. So let's start with must. We use must to talk about something that we believe is certain. So this man is talking about another one and he says, he must be rich. We use may, might, or could to say that something is possible. Look at the girl. She says, it might get dangerous. I mean, it's a possibility. And Flanders, he's going to answer the phone. He says, it could be my mother. Now, can't is different. We use can't to say that something is impossible. That's why this boy is saying, you can't be serious. That is, you must be joking. use would plus like as a polite way of want. Look at the people at the restaurant. The man is saying, "I would like an iced tea, please." The contracted form of I would like is I'd like. We use shall with questions when the speaker is making a suggestion, look at the first picture, or offering help. These are the examples. Shall we begin? Shall I take this away for you? Used to. This modal is used to describe an activity or a state that happened many times in the past. Look at this bald man. Bald means without hair. He says, "I used to have hair all over my head." And the last one, ought to. We use ought to give advice. It is similar to should, but more formal. These are the examples. You ought to listen to what he says. Or like the girl in the picture, you ought to be out playing. That means you should be outside playing. This is the end of the video. Now you need to practice.